Vitam tam sajivam sadvaitam savadutam parijana sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitascha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rushabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So thank you all of you for joining, and thank you Sid Prabhu for giving me this opportunity to speak something on a very special personality. Although I'm not so qualified to speak about such a great personality of that is Srimati Lalita Sakhi, and today is a very auspicious day of Lalita Shashti. So it's very important actually when we discuss about such great personalities. Uh, the impact of this personality when we meditate on uh, these personalities, their qualities, they touch, they rub up upon us, and that's very important because when we meditate what they have done for us in the past, so that's something which is very crucial for the spiritual progress of all of us. Um, and let's see that who this Lalita Sakhi is. Definitely she is an eternal associate of the Lord. And Prabhupada also said, by remembering the devotees of the Lord, we become purified. So it is mainly for our purification. Sometimes we might have heard about these personalities, some of the stories you might have already heard. But still, when we hear that again and again with sincere heart, with open heart, to receive that mercy, with that intention to receive that mercy, because when somebody is closer to the Lord and we appreciate them, the Lord also becomes very happy with us. So that's the very important aspect for any personality, right? So Lalita Sakhi is one of the as like one of the eight principal gopis of Raja, close associate of Srimati Radharani. So there's Lalita Sakhi, Vishaka Sakhi, then Chitra Sakhi, uh, Champaklata, Tunga Vidya, Indulekha, Rangadevi, and Sudevi. So these are eight principal uh, Sakhis are there, and Lalita Sakhi is one of them. So Radharani's father, that is Rishabhanu Prabhu, he had eight brothers. That means there total nine of them were there, and Radharani's father, like Rishabhanu Prabhu, was right in the center. He was in the in between. There are four elders and four younger. So these are the uncles, and each one of them had one daughter, and so that's mean makes eight daughters. And so one the dearmost to Radharani is Lalita Devi, and uh, the eldest amongst them is Tunga Vidya. So I think day of yesterday or day before yesterday was her appearance day. But today is Lalita Shashti, and in a couple of days, Srimati Radharani's appearance day is also there. So they were born in the span of this around 15 days. So they were like, just one or, they were born one after another, like a gap of 1 day, 2 days, like that. And uh, Lalita Sakhi is the one of the most dearmost of Srimati Radharani, and she is her father's name was Vishokha Gopa, and Sharadi. Uh, Yeah, that is the she was the Gopi. She was her mother. And Lalita Sakhi was born in a place called Karala, which is again near Barsana. And then they shifted to the place called Uchagaon. So we'll discuss about Uchagaon also, and some pastimes of Lalita Sakhi which took place there, and some lessons. What is the importance of Lalita Sakhi for us? So we'll just try to understand that briefly. So as I mentioned, she's slightly elder than Radharani, and so that's why she often takes the role of guiding and protecting Radharani. It's like how Balramji is elder to Krishna, so Balramji is always in a protective mode. It's like elder brother or elder sister. So so that is the role Lalita Sakhi takes, and sometimes even in that role she sometimes may chastise Srimati Radharani for her welfare. Her complex is like just like Radharani. It's golden, and her mood, if you look at it, is, as I mentioned, bold, fearless, and at the same time affectionate also. And in any organization, we need somebody who is organizer. Like for example, this particular program, Seed Prabhu was organizing. Maybe he's one of the person, and there's somebody else also maybe doing some organizing part. So the chief organizer of Gopi's services is done by Lalita Sakhi. So in fact, devotees pray in Vrindavan also that without the mercy of Lalita Devi, no one can enter the service of Radha and Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada also emphasized that we cannot approach Krishna directly. We have to go through the servants of the servant of the servant. Many times Srila Prabhupada has emphasized that the importance of this. So Lalita Sakhi is one of the first servant through whom all the services goes to Srimati Radharani and Krishna. So also Lalita Sakhi, although she is the topmost this thing servant, the lowest one of the servants of Radharani is called Kinkari. Now Kinkari, what is the meaning of Kinkari? Kinkari or Kinkara means that what should I do now? Kinkari. It's a simple word. So what can I do? So this is the question which all of us should ask. Normally, somebody tells us to do something. Okay, what should I do? Instead of that, why should I do? That is what we ask. So that is not a mood of a servant, right? So, so our mood should be, how should I serve you, my Lord, the best now? Now the Lord comes, we definitely yes think of doing that kind of service, or somebody senior comes then. But if it is your sister or brother or friend, that mood is normally not there. Make you karo. That's the mood which we carry, and that's kind of a rebellious mood which is there. But this kinkari is considered to be the highest because she is the servant of dasi. Now this is a hierarchy. Now, sometimes we may say that is there a hierarchy in the spiritual world? So yes, there is a hierarchy there also. And we see that in this material world also, like when we start working or in any organization also, there is always some kind of hierarchy is there. So she is the servant of Dasi, and Dasi is a servant of the little technical, but just to give an understanding. So one is Dasi, then is a servant of Manjari, then Manjari is a servant of Sahachari. Sahachari is the servant of Sakhi. Sakhi is a servant of Nitya Sakhi. And then Nitya Sakhi is also a servant of Prana Sakhi. Then there is Priya Sakhi. Then there is a Paramashreshta Sakhi. And Paramashreshta Sakhi category mein who will come? These all these Ashtasakhis, na, they come under the Paramashreshta Sakhi. That is Lalita, Vishakha, Indulika, etc. And Radharani is called a Parama Shreshta Sakhi. She is the topmost, you know, uh, of all. And because she serves to Krishna. I mean, if you have seen Radha Gopinath, always you have seen Radharani's hands are like this, right? She's offering the garland to Krishna. Now, what is that garland? Whenever we offer our flower, our love, our service, it is going through Radharani, but it is going through this whole lineage. We cannot directly go and give it to Krishna. So this kinkari is one of the topmost because Krishna is always looking for somebody who is humble like that. So humility is the quality which is loved by everyone, loved by Krishna and loved by us also. When somebody comes and when it comes across very humble, you like that person because he's not throwing any tantrums. Whatever you say, that person listens. So if you have to choose a partner in a room, if you are going for a yatra or any picnic for overnight, you want a person who will who listen to you, who understands you, like that. So that is the quality of which is loved by Krishna. So but we don't want to become humble ourselves. We want others to become humble, right? That's our conditioning. So but spiritual world, everybody is competing. And competing for what? To become humble. That how I can become humbler than the blade of the grass. Like, blade of the grass is always, anyone can go and just trample upon and walk around like that. So that is the mood of the blade of the grass. And that is what this kinkari or this mood of kinkari is there. And if you look at Lalita Sakhi, uh, her one pointed focus, that is the speciality, is everything, whatever she does is for the pleasure of Radharani. So if our mood, like we can also think how it is relevant for us. We can also think that how whatever I do in my life, how that can please Srimati Radharani, how that can please Krishna, how that can please Srila Prabhupada. If we keep that mood, then our life becomes successful. Hmm? So sometimes Lalita Devi could chastise Krishna. So if Krishna comes late for a meeting, she would boldly chastise. Why are you careless? Don't you know that Radharani is waiting for you? So she had that power, right? So that is speciality of Lalita Sakhi. So same time, if there are any obstacles in the meeting, so Lalita Sakhi will make arrangements with her intelligence and with her clever thinking, and she will remove those kind of obstacles. Um, and very important thing in this whole thing is that uh, she will never think of her own enjoyment. Now, sometimes when we get to do some service, we see that, okay, chalo, let's say I get a service to serve some sweets on a festival day. So sometimes I can think of like, I can keep little bit of sweet Mahaprasad for myself. थोड़ा plastic bag में tight बांध करके रख दो अंदर. So we try sometimes doing that, right? But her thing is that she's not looking for only happiness to see that Radha and Krishna are united and pleased. So Srila Prabhupada, he mentioned that our position should be is to become assistant to the gopis. And it is their business to please Krishna. We cannot please Krishna. And that is the perfection. Prabhupada mentioned this in one of the lectures in Vrindavan many years back. So, um, So Lalita Sakhi is, nowadays we talk about servant leadership. In corporates also, people talk about servant leadership. How a person, a best servant can be a best leader. How he sets the mood, how he set the example for others. That is how the organizations are led. Now this concept for last few years people are thinking, but Lalita Sakhi is actually showing us how to be a servant leader, how she can organize, how you can protect the interests of Radha and Krishna, guiding them, but nothing to for her own prestige. That is her mood. So there was one pastime when this all these Sakhis, uh, in Vrindavan, Barsana especially, if you go, like, there are hills, and between the hills there is a small valley, and the people have to walk through that. So there is a place there, and so all these gopis, they used to carry milk, butter on in their pots, and you know while they're walking, suddenly these gopas, and led by Krishna, of course, they used to come and stop them and say that, okay, now you are passing through this particular area, this belongs to us, so you have to pay us the toll, and if you don't pay, then otherwise we'll punish you. So sometimes what they used to break the pots. So one time like this, when they were crossing, Krishna came and stood in front of Radharani, and he said that, no, if you don't pay, because you are using this area, you don't pay, I'll break your. And while talking, and there was a argument which was going on, between these gopis and Krishna and his other sakhas. It is called nok joke. अभी नोक जोक इनका English wording, there is no नोक जोक का English replacement. It is a sweet fighting amongst them, basically. And in that, suddenly Krishna actually broke the pot of Srimati Radharani. It was a beautiful pot she was carrying, and she got scared. And Radharani is very simple, So instead of getting angry, she became morose. She became a little depressed, started crying. And when Lalita Sakhi saw this, that, the Radharani is crying and Krishna made her cry, she sprang up and said that, how dare you can do this to Radharani? Where she was like a bodyguard, you know, telling him that you can't do this. Then she started arguing on this day that this is Barsana, this is our place, this is not your place is Nandagaon. You can't take toll from us here, and how you dare talk like this? So she started chastising. So like that, you know, um, um, Radharani is protected by Lalita Sakhi. And one time, like it happened like, Krishna was trying to enter the grove where Radharani was waiting. But Lalita, she stopped him. Now, earlier, Krishna was stopping. Now, Lalita is stopping. So she is asking, wait, where are you going? So she said, I'm going to meet Radharani. Now, before you go inside, you must make a promise that you will never neglect Radharani, you will never cheat her, by going to other gopis, you will never let her shed tears. Because he made her cry earlier. Now she is taking the revenge. So Krishna became very embarrassed and smilingly, "Hey, sorry, I know I had to agree. I need to meet Radharani. Please allow. I'll follow whatever you say. You know, like that." He agreed, and then he was allowed. So of course these are pastimes. Lalita Sakhi make this pastime much more sweeter, so that we can relish those pastimes. It is not for troubling just for the sake of troubling. There is a beautiful pastime which took place in Barsana. Uh, Once Radha and Krishna, they were sitting together, And Krishna, like Radharani had beautifully decorated herself. Krishna was sitting, and Krishna said, oh Radharani, you are looking so beautiful. Your face is like you know, sweet moon. It's like moon-like face. We normally give example like moon-like, that nice light, which is not very shiny like sun, but it's a very sober thing. And when she heard this, Radharani became upset. Radharani said, Are, am I looking like moon? You mean to say that I have black spots? Because moon has black spots. Like when we see in the Purnima, we can certain times clearly see the black spots on the moon. And she became upset that, you are thinking that I have black spots. And she became, there was a Leela of Radharani. She became upset, Man Leela, and she went and sat in. There's a place called Man Mandir. How many of you actually seen this Man Mandir or heard about Man Mandir? Okay, some of you. So she went to that Man Mandir and she sat there. And Krishna became upset that, oh, I disappointed. Did not treat her, did not please her properly. So he was trying to go there to meet her and to give her, pacify her. But when she started going, Lalita Saki stopped. He said, You cannot enter. You remember, you promised me that you will not, make her shed tears. Now she is crying because of you. And I'm not allowing you to enter now. You get out from here. So Krishna went. He had no option. Lalita Sakhi is the doorkeeper, like Jai Vijay. She was stopping. Now Krishna started thinking, what can I do? So Krishna took a form. His kopas and all this thing. He took a form of a peacock. And all of them, they started dancing, and Man Mandir is on the top of the hill. And from there, all these Sakhis and Radharani, they were saying that, okay, the peacocks have come and they are dancing very nicely, very beautifully. And then uh, Radharani also came with all the Sakhis. They came to see this peacocks dancing. And one of the peacocks, he was coming and he was touching Radharani's feet. Always he was just dancing and then suddenly he used to come and touch Radharani's feet. So then when this was happening again and again, Lalita Sakhi became suspicious that something is wrong. Why this peacock is coming? So she caught hold of that peacock and asked, Who are you? And then Krishna revealed his form of, in original form. And he said, I'm really sorry. I beg mistake, for my mistakes. So then Radharani said, okay, forgive him, let him, And then Radharani also took a form of peacock and then both dance. So there is a beautiful picture, beautiful temple there. It's called Mayur Kutir. So from Man Mandir's hill, you can actually see this Mayur Kutir, like very beautiful place there. So like that. So from there, um, so now Lalita Sakhi was, she stayed in a place called Uchagaon. No? So one time it happened, ki, Grunda Devi is another personality. She is another guide. So she gave a direction that to Lalita Sakhi, Vishaka Sakhi, that, that we should all do a jhulan. So भगवान को झूला झुलाने के लिए कुछ हम लोग करना चाहिए. So they did that, Radharani was sent to do Shringar for herself, and some gopis they were doing Shringar for Krishna. And uh, Krishna he was ready. He came and he sat on the Julan, and Radharani was getting ready. So our Lalita Sakhi, she came there, you know. Uh, so nothing was happening. They were sitting there, and at that time, uh, Narad Muni came there. So Narad Muni, he came and he saw that, array, that, Krishna is sitting alone, there is no one. So he just told Lalita Sakhi, Krishna is sitting alone. Why don't you sit there? And he would love. Radharani also will like this, that you are sitting and so that Krishna is engaged and he's not thinking so much. He's not in anxiety. So he said that we will do this, and then all the Sakhis also supported. Yes, yes, yes. Why not? Let Lalita Sakhi also sit there, and they sat on the jhula and they started, swinging the jhula, and they were all enjoying. And meanwhile, Narad Muni went to Barsana and to the temple, which is now Shiji Mandir. He went to the palace and told Radharani, Radharani, do you know what is happening? You are sitting, you are, decorating yourself for Krishna, and Krishna there is, he's swinging with Lalita Sakhi. So she said, no, no, it is not possible. You go and see. So Radharani rushed there and she saw that, "Arey," she actually saw that, Krishna and Radha and Lalita Sakhi was about to, like, when she saw, like sometimes we do mistake and we get caught and then you try to hide. So like that, Lalita Sakhi wanted to get up, but other Sakhis, what they had done, they had tied the dupatta of Krishna and the shawl of Krishna and dupatta of Lalita Sakhi. So she could not even get up and run from there. So Radharani became very upset, and Lalita Sakhi was just then trying to pacify her. No, no, no. It is because Narad Muni told, Krishna also said, all the Sakhis said, but Radharani was not ready to listen. But these are the sweet pastimes, um, which takes place amongst the uh, this specific this kind of personalities. So when Narad Muni came in the later age, in the age of Kali Yuga, so he came in the form of Narayan Bhatta Goswami. And Narayan Bhatta Goswami in this Nandagaon, he established the Lalita Devi's deity there in the form of stone. That form is still there. And he also established Srimati Radharani's Vigraha, which was lost for some time. So through Brajanath, who is son of Krishna, he established that, and now that is seen in Barsana also. So one of the important contribution of Narayan Bhatta Goswami, which was again Narad Muni, is forming in the Uchagaon. There is a place called Triveni Koop, just at the bottom of Uchagaon, behind that side. That's called Triveni Koop. So this Brajvasis, like recently we all of us experienced the Triveni Sangam. You know, how many of you actually could go there? Did anyone? Okay. So uh, in this, they also felt that okay, there is Triveni Sangam, there is special time, and we should go and take bath. So they were thinking, but they were poor people, how they will reach there, how they will go so far, and they did not want to actually leave the association of Radha and Krishna. So Narayan Bhatta Goswami, by his power, he actually requested all Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati, all three rivers, and all of them, these three rivers, he requested and he said that this special devotees, Brajvasis, they want to take bath in Triveni Sangam, and they cannot go there. So please do something, please come. So all these three rivers, they came and they got into this place called Triveni Koop. Hmm? That's why it is the name is Triveni Koop. All three rivers they come. And it is said that on a special day, Somavati Amavasya, which comes on the Monday, the Amavasya. So on that day, it is said that this coup, or there is a flood because these three rivers actually, it's Triveni Dham. that actually appears there. And many Brajavasis today also, like in today's day, they also go. So they for them that is the Kumbh Mela. And the speciality of this particular Triveni Kumbh is that when you take baths or Achaman in this particular Triveni Kumbh, it is not only your sins get washed out, but even your punya also get washed out. And that is the beauty. Like, even Yamuna also, people like, in Ganges, people go and take bath and they said, okay, mera pura jo paap hai nikal jayega. But Yamuna or Triveni Kumbh, when you take all your punya and paap, both goes away. But what you receive is a pure devotional service. That is the speciality of this. And it is one of those places where, like, many, I think there are 7 or 8, such uh, things are there, uh, which gets washed off by taking baths in this. And one of them is killing of Bruna, basically, that is sometimes this abortion and all those things take place. So if somebody has committed that kind of crime also, so then by taking that bath here, that also gets washed away. So that is the speciality of uh, this particular place. So there are many pastimes which take place. I remember Uchagaon, the Brajavasis, like every year we go for like dental camp. I'm part of that for last since almost 2005, almost 20 years I've been going there. And uh, many Brajavasis, they come for treatment, for either eye treatment or dental treatment. I have seen one thing is that whenever devotees or these Brajavasis, they come from Uchagaon, they always want to serve us. And they will bring chas or milk when they come, or some roti. And very simple, but they, with so much of love, they will give. And it will not be some small quantity, chota sa bottle mein. Nahi. They'll big can they'll bring. So I remember once we had gone to a school there, and we conducted a camp for the children. And after doing so, very small government schools are there, district schools. When we go in winter, these children, they actually don't sit inside the classroom. The teacher and students, all of them are outside in the open area, unless it is raining, because they want some sun, because it's very quite cold. So we conducted the camp, we did the checking and everything, and then we're coming back. So while coming back, I said, like it's a small team. So I said, let's go and have darshan of, Lalita Sakhi. It's on a small hill there. So we had to climb some steps. So we went there, we took darshan, and then we are coming down. Some devotees from UK also had come that time. And sometimes it can become little notorious in the Braj also. The some Brajvasis become can be little notorious and they can do anything. So I was little worried because there were some young girls also. So while we are coming down from that hillock, two people came and they were having the typical danda in their hand, and they came and they came in front of us. And it usually it's some scenario like what I described earlier, how Krishna stopped the gopis. That's how they actually stopped us. We had no other way. They said that कोई नहीं जाएगा यहाँ से, सब लोग को रुकना पड़ेगा. यहाँ से कोई जा नहीं सकता. हम लोग जब तक ये नहीं देंगे तब कोई नहीं जा सकता. So we are kind of scared now. What is going to happen? What they are there? Sometimes people may ask money or something. So they said, सब लोग यहाँ पे आ जाओ. So there was a place, small hut kind of a place, and there, uh, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, bed kind of a thing, which was there. They said, बैठ जाओ यहाँ पे. And then we sat. And then brought 2 buckets of milk. And all of us had already had breakfast and everything. And people from Mumbai are not so used to of drinking milk. And they were giving one full glass, like big glass of milk to everyone. सबको पीना है ये. And we are like, no, we cannot drink. नहीं, अरे क्या है, तुम लोग को ब्रज का दूध नहीं मिलता है, कभी तुम पिए नहीं है, तुम लोग पियो, कुछ नहीं होएगा तुमको. And they fed us milk with so much of love. Of course, some of us were like really struggling to drink that milk. But I'm just sharing that how this Brajvasis, the mood of Lalita Sakhi to please the devotees who are coming to serve them, their mood is that how we can serve them back. They may not have money, they may not be rich people, they are very simple people living in a small huts, but their heart is so big, so big. So that is the kind of experience we can still get in Braj. And another important thing is that Rupa Manjari was the assistant to Lalita Sakhi. Rupa Manjari was the assistant, and Rupa Manjari came as Rupa Goswami. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, is one of the 6 Goswamis, prominent Goswamis. So he was the main person, personality who actually preserved Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood and heart. And he wrote many scriptures. Bhakti Rasamrut Sindhu is one of the very prominent scripture which is written by Rupa Goswami, which talks about the bhakti, the devotional service, how that should be done. There are detailed description which is there. Then he wrote many other Ujjwal Nilaman when he is there. Then Upadeshamrut is there. And he was a pioneer for writing many devotional dramas and prayers. So even the prayers, there is a Lalita Ashtakam also, which is written by Rupa Goswami, if I'm not mistaken. So that is there. And of course, established Govindji temple in Vrindavan. So but he's the person who revealed the principles of bhakti, right from basic practice to right up to the highest Raganuga bhakti. And we are like, Srila Prabhupada emphasized that we should be the followers of Rupa Goswami should be called Rupanugas. And all of us should be Rupanugas. And Prabhupada, when he was staying in Radha Damodar Mandir, he was staying in the small place there. Um, Today also we can go and see. From there, he could see Rupa Goswami's Samadhi. And he was constantly meditating on Rupa Goswami, that how Rupa Goswami wants us to do this particular service. So that is the spirit which Srila Prabhupada took them. So some commonalities, if you can look at the mood of Lalita Sakhi and Srila Prabhupada. So Lalita Sakhi was always bold in speaking out. Srila Prabhupada also, like Lalita Sakhi did not hesitate to correct Krishna or Radha just because they are the supreme personalities. So she did not hesitate. Similarly, Prabhupada also, he stood boldly in front of the world and fearlessly spoke about Krishna consciousness. Now, can you imagine that somebody at the age of 70 go to America where people are not accepting anyone above 40? Their thoughts, their mood, they are not really willing to do that. But Prabhupada spoke boldly about Krishna consciousness there. So that is the boldness. And selflessness, of course, we discussed Lalita Sakhi never thought about herself. She always thought of how Radha and Krishna can get the pleasure. So Prabhupada also never thought about personal gain. Even he could have earned so much of money. So many of his disciples willing to give their life, their money, their hard-earned money, everything. He could have easily got it for himself. But he just accepted struggles and austerity, only to give Krishna consciousness to others. So that is there. The third thing which Lalita Sakhi does is organization of services. So it's very important that, as I mentioned, that that Lalita Sakhi organizes all the Sakhis to Radha. Now, the temple which is there, it is in Uchagaon, it is also called Lalit Madhav or Lalit Vihari. Now, this Lalit Madhav, why it is called Lalit Madhav? Because she is expert in racing, Lalita Sakhi. So, she used to always engage all the Sakhis in racing, Radharani, and sometimes even Krishna also. So that is the beauty. That is like her organizing skills. So if you are given any particular service of organizing uh, things, then you should definitely, all of us should pray to Lalita Sakhi that, please give us intelligence and the right mood to organize proper satsang program or whatever service which is required. Similarly, Prabhupada organized to bring so many devotees across the world which we cannot imagine, like, countries like Russia, China, even Pakistan, and Africa, so many places. They were all engaged. They are all engaged now also in the service of Radha and Krishna. It's an eternal service, which is the mood of that. And also the mood of servant of the servant. So we cannot give service to Krishna directly, but we can serve through Guru and Vaishnavas. And Prabhupada emphasized that as I mentioned, the example of Kinkari. So we should be in that mood of Kinkara. How we can serve Lalita Sakhi through this whole parampara, you know, and we can adopt that spirit of uh, Lalita Sakhi, of boldness of preaching. Hmm, and defending devotion or and humility in the service. So uh, in Govinda Lilamrud it is mentioned that um, when Radha and Krishna sit together, she Lalita Sakhi orchestrated everything like a conductor of an orchestra. No, orchestra has to be very synchronized. It cannot be here and there. So everyone, like one Sakhi will bring water, somebody will prepare for the seed, somebody will organize tambula. Now, if you see Lalita Sakhi, you will always see her holding tambula, that is pan, which is for Radha and Krishna. She will organize somebody from for music, you know this is so all under the direction. The music director, director of this whole thing is Lalita Sakhi. Similarly, Prabhupada also did the similar service. So she engaged somebody in printing books, somebody in distributing books, taught people to do how to cook prasad, how to offer, go how to go out on Sankirtan or manage temples, build temples, manage temples. So all this to please Radha and Krishna. So these are some things which we can learn from Lalita Sakhi, and in that same parampara which is coming, Srila Prabhupada also is following the same footsteps of Lalita Sakhi. So Lalita Sakhi's sacrifice is another aspect, Sometimes she would fast or stay awake all night arranging secret meetings of Radha and Krishna. And just to see them happy. So sometimes, like she used to forget her own tiredness. Similarly, Prabhupada also, he never cared for his own health, sleep or discomfort, which he was causing. So Prabhupada used to be awake early in the morning just to write the things, what are the transcriptions. I was recently with Harishauri Prabhu. Harishauri Prabhu is Srila Prabhupada's disciple, was his secretary from Australia. So he was in Bhaktivedanta Hospital, and then I had opportunity to interact. So I was just asking. So he used to tell that, what sacrifice Prabhupada has done. Because I asked him that, what are you doing? So he said that I'm writing more diaries of Srila Prabhupada. So already five cantos or five series of books are already out, and he's writing six. He said there is so much to be written about Prabhupada, and I don't have much time. He's suffering from Parkinson's. But still, with that also, he's following the same footsteps of Srila Prabhupada. Selflessly, tirelessly, they're giving their own life for the pleasure of Prabhupada and pleasure of in the whole parampara. So on this day, we can pray to Lalita Sakhi to develop that fearlessness, boldness, selflessness, dedication to Guru, dedication to the whole parampara, to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, absorb that mood of servant leadership, because that is one of the very, very important, and being servant of the servant, whenever, whatever role which we have been given. And if you do that, then by the mercy of Lalita Sakhi, Prabhupada, our spiritual lives will be successful. So we can pray that may Lalita Devi bless us, that we may always remain servant of the servant, eternally engaged in the service of Prabhupada and Shishi Radha Gopinath or Shishi Radha Govindji, whichever the deities with what we have. And we can beg to her to give us that fearlessness, selflessness, and ability to unite everyone in the service, cooperate with everyone. That's what Prabhupada wanted us to cooperate with each other. He said that if you want to make me happy, just cooperate with each other. And we can pray that to that how she guided Srimati Rani. Please guide us to serve Srila Prabhupada and remain the servant of the servant. So that is like, that can be our prayer, that can be our mood on this special day of um, Lalita Shashti. And very soon, day after tomorrow, Srimati Radharani's appearance day is there. So we should beg on that day also, because she is one of the most merciful personality who is always willing to give all her mercy. So we should beg that please engage us in the service of Srila Prabhupada. That is the mood which we can carry. And on these birthdays, they are very special because everyone is happy on their birthdays. All of us also, when our birthdays there, we are very happy because we receive so many gifts and we also give gifts. So Lalita Sakhi is also will be pleased when we are begging to her for when we ask for these things, not nothing material, but something spiritual. And she'll be very happy to give us on this special day. So these are a few thoughts which I could gather on this auspicious day. So thank you very much. If anyone has any comment or questions, please feel free to speak. And thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the wonderful.
You're not audible, so
Okay. Very.
I can't get.
Prabhuji, now can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, better.
Prabhuji, thank you for the wonderful class.
Okay, my pleasure.
Yes, really.
The pastimes of Braj,
Nectarian.
Rasana, Uchagao, all are very sweet pastimes. There are many things which are there. Uh, yes, I could share few things with you. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, you all, for joining and giving me this opportunity. Because of you, I was meditating so much on Lalita Sakhi because I had to speak. So I was meditating and I was remembering all those things which every year I go to Varsana. Some of you can sometimes join this Varsana and serve there, experience the beautiful atmosphere, beautiful people there, and beautiful opportunity to serve these Brajavasis. So I'll pray all of you.
Thank you. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh my God, Hare Hare Ki Jai.
Jai. Thank you. Lalita Saki ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Hare Krishna.
Thanks a
Thank
lot, bro.
you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.